Well, thank you very much. Hello, family. Hi, Unlimited Wisdom family and community. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Deborah Grady. Hi, Melody. Hi, Shelley. Of course, my lovely wife is out with her friend she hasn't seen for a few weeks. And we got Craig, the hostess with the mostest. And thanks a lot, Dustin, for jumping on, and also Coach Bob for jumping on. I really love and appreciate you guys so much. And today's subject, I think, is going to be unique. I don't know if I've ever talked about it this way. I would probably say no, I haven't, because I'm always streaming. I'm always downloading. Hi, Scott. And the subject for today is just simply joy. Just joy. Now, as I say that, how many of you, we've talked about it in many, many, many videos, happiness, whatever, but how many of you do have the ability to change your state of mind into being in joy? It's like, I guess this wouldn't work, but we always do that silly thing that, if someone held a gun to your head, I think that I could come up with a different analogy so people wouldn't be so stressed. But here's one. It just came to me. Let's say that your life depended on something. You know what I mean? That you're in a scenario that your life depended on it. And all the person said was, I want you to show me a state of joy. I want you to make me feel joy. How many of you are confident that you could do that? Huh? That's pretty good, isn't it? Now, because a lot of you have been around me, or even before you met me, a movie could do this. Music can do this, right? There's certain things that happen. And the reason that I brought this up is my wife currently, I told her, I know that you guys hear of what is doom scrolling. I don't do that. I don't. I would say what I do is joy scrolling, or happiness scrolling, something, right? And so I ran into this thing for memes. And hi, Erlene. Thank you, Sarah, for coming in. And I thought I'd show this really quickly to you guys, because there's a bunch of them. But it's like, my parents supported my dreams right after they stopped laughing. Now, how many of you know that that's a sad statement? But how many of you are a little older and go, it's like, we don't do this, right? It's like, all of a sudden, it's like, someone says to you, hey, guess what? I'm going to learn how to play guitar. And you're like, whatever, because you know them, and you know that they maybe already tried about 70 things. I'm going to be good at tennis. I'm going to be good at football, basketball. But I just think when you have the ability, again, people don't like this word, but if you practice at randomly, how many people have heard the phrase, I'll get there in a second, but how many people have, that you can, without a shadow of a doubt, click yourself into a joy mode and stay there? Now, this takes practice. It really takes your ability to do muscle memory, or let's call it heart memory. It has nothing to do. But so the planting seed concept. So yesterday, I do these things where I said this to my wife, and she gave me a Sandy look. She's not here today. But you guys know what a Sandy look is. We all love the Sandy look, right? And this is what I said to her, and she knows this about me. And I said, sweetheart, do you ever just randomly look through something or something comes to your mind and you just start laughing out loud? There's no one there, there's no one around. And you can actually stay in that state. And she says, well, I look at stuff and it makes me smile and it warms my heart, but I'm not, I'm not out loud laughing. And I went, that's funny because I've never seen her that way. Which then I said to her, do I do that? She goes, oh my God, I hear you downstairs all the time. And I think, she said this, I usually think that you're talking to somebody, but then I don't hear you talking to anybody, but you're laughing your ass off. And I went, wow, I wonder how many people don't laugh out loud looking at something or laughing at something. And I just would go, for a person to stay in a state of joy and having their heart full and laughing. And so the one that really, really cracked me up is there was I think Terry said she was going to post it. And I don't know if she did. Maybe I can pull it up. Uh, okay, here it is. Back then, the family had a budget, had one investment strategy. You don't need that. Oh my God. Now, I'm laughing at my situation, but a lot of prior to me getting taken away from my family, both my parents were raging alcoholics and beat the crap out of each other and me. So then I go into foster homes and I don't need to get into stories, but just bottom line, I'm not their child. You know what I mean? I'm not their child. They're watching me and they get paid by the government. And so I never, ever, ever remember, and don't feel sorry for me. I don't ever remember, even around Christmas and my birthday, of anybody buying me anything. Like, I don't remember any parties. I don't remember people singing happy birthday to me, having a cake, with blowing out candles. I don't remember that. So don't feel sorry for me. But so if you guys ever hear me talk about my past and I see stuff like this and I'm cracking up, um, that's just the way my heart and my spirit knows how to handle it, right? Some of you might see it and go, that's not funny. This is fucking funny to me. And I'm not bragging, but my sons have never heard that. My sons and grandkids have never, ever, ever heard you don't need it. Never. And I would always tell them how they could get it. And when I taught them how to get it, I always didn't honor what I said I would do. Follow me closely. Well, if that costs $200 or $600, I'll match you dollar for dollar. I'll match you 2 for 1. If they made any initiative whatsoever, if they could come together at $25 or $30 by doing something I told them, I covered the rest. So that's what I mean by not honoring what I do. But going back to the state of joy. Now, moving forward, you guys are going to see me really lean into the spiritual side of things because I know that I'm a teacher. I know that I'm a guide. I know I do things every single day that's mind blowing for me. And if I shared it with other people, they would go, I don't know if they would call it lucky or what it is, but this stuff right now that Matt's doing, right? Well, Matt not only imagines it, but it's coming together faster than we ever could imagine. And so me and Matt had a conversation, and I just said, I'll bring you more clients than you can handle. I'll bring you people that have so much money that if you told them that they needed 50 grand or 100 grand to do something, they would just go, okay. But what I'm doing for him, I've never done before. And all I do is ask, give me a name. And all of a sudden, somebody reaches out to me that I haven't talked to for 40 years. And we always talk to each other, friends. This is back racing cars. This is back being an auto mechanic. Both me and him were auto mechanics. All right? And so all of a sudden, I get to these books, right? And I mentioned his name a little bit, Drew. And Drew's like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm going, listen, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. You ever heard of Science of Getting Rich? Have you ever heard of, the greatest miracle in the world? No. And because we're so close friends, he's the kind of guy I gave the book to. And when I gave the book to him, the next time I seen him, which was 2 or 3 days, we've seen each other a couple times a week, we were discussing it. That is a fun friend to have. And it's like now we're masterminding on the book. Well, he decided to start his own auto mechanic little office, right? And he called it the Honest One. Honest, and then the number one. Honest One Auto Tech. And that turned into one store. Then it turned into 2. Then it turned into 6. And I just knew that, we laughed and giggled because he said he would never get married and have kids. And now he's been married and got a 28 and a 27-year-old and lives in Atlanta. But I have not kept up on his businesses at all. So I just reach out to him and I say, Drew, I haven't talked to you in a while. I'd like to set up a time to catch up. And he goes, how about now? And I get on and listen closely. I go, Drew, man, it is so wonderful to hear your voice again. He goes, same person, same vibrations, same laugh. I went, what? He goes, dude, I heard your laugh over the text. And he goes, all I wondered is I just hope that the world hasn't wore him down. And he says, so I get on and I see it's not. So again, I don't need to tell you guys about the first hour and 30 minutes that we talked. Because it was just funny stories and this happened and that happened. And it just seemed like, you guys got friends where, you talk to them and it feels like you talked to them yesterday and it hasn't been years, right? And so I go, well, catch me up on what you're doing. And he says, I had difficulty figuring out how to franchise my 6 car mechanic places. And he says, it just bothered me. And then he says, I remember what you told me about, the science of getting rich. So I just imagined a person that knew franchising like the back of their hand, and they would come out to talk to me, getting me to franchise. But what I'd end up doing is partnering with this guy, because I know systems. I know how to make something profitable. And each one of his Honest One auto techs were profiting net $600,000 a year. So 6 times 6, right? And so this guy, he met him and they decided to become partners. And I'm just throwing a figure out there because I don't know, just guessing on the smoothie franchise he had, the bagel franchise he had, the medical franchise where people could get like IVs, nutritional IVs, and health IVs that also had mobile vehicles that would come to your home. All right. And I forget what the other one was. Oh, his Honest One Auto Techs. But I think like 700 franchises he owned. So he did franchising a little different. He would build the location. And once he built the location and got it profitable, he sells profitable franchises, not sell a franchise and then you build it from the ground up. Are you guys hearing me? He said, I just thought that there would be a better market instead of getting someone to pay a couple of $100,000 or $1 million for a franchise, and then it took 5 years for them to get return on their investment. If I knew how to build a successful franchise, I could say, well, Coach Bob, this franchise for the last 3 years has already made $600,000 in profit for the last 6 years. Now it's going to cost a little more for that franchise, but you're going to be in profit more. So this is what he's telling me he's doing. And he goes, what are you doing? And I said, well, right now I'm helping my son launch his business. It has to do with AI. And I just shared with him all the stuff, right? And Matt came up with a couple of lines that I think you guys would love. He said, stop talking about AI. He goes, a majority of the people on the planet they're doing everything in their business. Why would Coach Bob and some of you, Mary, why would you guys do every position in your company? Because you can't afford to hire anybody. So you're doing everything. Well, what if you could focus on the heart of the company and allow AI to be the brains of the company? Is that strong? You never have to hire any employees. You can just get an AI agent to do it for you. That's powerful, right? And the other one that I'm saying to people is like, I know if you look through your whole entire thing right now in life, of what you're doing to create happiness or your vision or your passion or your purpose, there's one thing that you need. And we need to get the AI to do that for you. So what's that one problem that you have? What's that one thing that you need solved? And Drew goes, you know me. And I go, I do know you. He knows I know exactly the 3 things I got to solve. And I said, okay, would you like to talk to my son? And he goes, yesterday. So Drew and Matt had a conversation yesterday. And Matt calls me up practically in tears. And Drew said, listen, you handle these 2 things for my 600-700 franchises. I'll get every one of them to buy it, and you'll be a millionaire before the end of the year. That was me getting into imagination state, asking that higher power, and believing with 1,000% faith that that name was going to be delivered to me. Now, how many of you believe that that was sort of an unfair story because of the relationship that I built with Drew 40 years ago? But some of you, I've been building that same kind of relationship with for years. I'm the same guy with Drew as I am with you. So when I started sharing ideas with Drew about being an entrepreneur, when I talked to him about a concept called leverage, his mind heard multiple businesses. You see what his mind heard? I went, you got to have people working for you every day that generate you money. He's like, well, I'll build another auto tech, another honest one auto tech. I'll get a manager to run it. He can hire the mechanics and the other people that run it. And then I got another business. The other thing that I shared with him, I said, did you hear of McDonald's? He goes, of course I've heard of McDonald's. Do you know that they're a larger landowner than the Catholic Church? He's like, what? I said, when you sell the franchises, don't sell the land. The building sits on land, sell them the business and the profits. Don't sell the land so that business sitting on that piece of land has to pay a lease payment every frickin' month. Did you guys know that about McDonald's? Every McDonald's owns the land that McDonald's sits on. That puts you in a pretty weird power situation, doesn't it? It's like you call up McDonald's and go, listen, I hate this franchise. It's not for me. I'm not making the money I want. I want out of it. Okay. Just mail the keys in. No, you're going to buy it from me. No, we're not. Can't move it. Can't do anything to it. You can sell it on your own. Well, why would I sell it on my own? I don't like it. I hate it. We'll take it off your hands. Once we sell it, we'll take that off the money you owe us. Pretty powerful situation, huh? So let's go back to the subject of joy. All right. Have you guys ever heard this statement? Okay. It gives you more joy, fulfillment, and happiness to give than receive. Okay. Where did that come from? Excuse me. To be honest with you, I didn't research it. I don't know. But if there's more joy in giving than receiving, then why hasn't anyone really done that formula? If the way to greatness is the service of many, how many people on a day-to-day basis are you planting seeds with just to make them happy? Just to give them joy? See, Matt didn't know that I was doing this. I'm glad he's not on here. Hi, Lisa Marie. You know what I mean? Dustin, I don't know all of you, Shelly, Jim, Michael, and Angela. But listen to this. When I do one of those viral video memes, do you think those viral video memes are giving anybody any joy? It's planting seeds. What is the majority of the world doing? Not planting seeds. They're not doing nothing. Then there's a small group of people that are posting things about their business, things about their product, things about their other products, things about their other products. Now, I'm not hearing a debate, but you posting memes about your business or what you do or your products, is that giving people joy? I don't even have to say anything. That's for you to determine. So I'm just going through Facebook And then all of a sudden I see a video of somebody or a graphic of somebody and they're like holding their product. I don't get any joy out of that. But I would say that I'm neutral. I think that some people look at people doing that and they actually do not feel good stuff. See, they look at it and go, fuck, can you cut me a break, man? Is there anything that you can post on your social media that, wait a minute. Thank you, God. Aren't the majority of the people on the planet that are scrolling looking for you and other people to like, can you entertain me? Can you fricking make me smile? Can you like give me sort of a aha thing? Where I see an animal or you hugging an animal and go, ah. What do they got on their forehead? What's in it for me? So now we understand how some people have millions of likes and followers because they're probably doing some of that. Even if there's a crazy person that's flipping the table over and throwing a glass of wine in another woman's face. You know what I mean? But how many of you are getting this? Because when Matt first started creating these things, I have a lot of them. And he would send me stuff. And why was he sending me stuff before he even started any of his AI stuff? He sent it to me and he sent it to the family group so we could all laugh. Let's laugh at Dad's expense. This is funny. This is hilarious. And it was. But me thinking about taking that and posted it on my social media, see, that's not professional. See, I'm a life coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a $1 million earner. I got all these accolades. Are you guys seeing where I'm coming from? So my posts need to be uplifting and feeding into people. And then I really simply say, hey, listen, I can show you how to make money. And then the world changed on me in the last couple of years. I don't know what happened. And people are like, no, I'd rather you entertain me and make me laugh and make me feel good and make me feel like I'm not alone. I'm not interested in learning anything from you. I don't want to learn anything. Why? Because then if I learn it, you're going to expect me to apply it. And I'm not going to apply it. And I'm not going to get any results from it. Because I don't want to have discipline. I don't want to be persistent. I don't want any of that shit. Well, what do you want? I would like to have some joy in my life. I'd like to laugh and giggle. It'd be neat if I didn't feel alone. I'd like to be certain about some stuff. I'd like some clarity, some hope. Can you give me some inspiration? I don't want motivation. Fuck that. But I do want hope and inspiration. I don't want to learn anything. Well, don't you want to make some extra money? Not if I have to do stuff that I'm not comfortable with. What's that? Well, you want me to reach out and connect with total strangers. Yeah. Ain't doing that. Not interested in doing that. But I thought you needed to make money. Don't need it that bad. What if you could do a video and you would post it up and everybody just started laughing? Uh, I'd have to get over my ego a little bit. Hey, did you see Sandy dunking a basketball in a white bathing suit? Yeah, could you go that far? Now I think I could do that other dunking one. I'm not going to do the one that Sandy did because I'm not putting me in a bathing suit. You see what I mean? But look at us all giggle and laugh. You know what I mean? It's like when I first seen Matt do a video and I told him, I said, stop the perfection stuff. Just stop it. And the very first one that he sent me, I was doing some jump. I think it was one on a skateboard. And my flowered shirt popped up so you could see my stomach. Post it. You know what I mean? Now there's people that are using the templates and they're going like, it's making me look a little overweight. You know what I mean? And I go, because it's my template. How many comedians are people like John Candy? You know, there's people out there and comedians and actors that probably have a little too many pounds on them, but oh my God, they light up my heart. Man, they tell jokes and they're self-deprivating. You know what I mean? They're making fun of themselves. You know, John Candy and who's the other guy? Big guy in a little coat. You know what I mean? Mr. Motivation. Farley. Chris Farley. My God. I think I told you guys I watched a documentary, and I know you guys can find it on John Candy. And it's just amazing that everyone that was around him just said that he made me look like I didn't have any talent because his availability of being able to get, constantly cracking up on the while they're doing the movie. It's like he's not only entertainment when no one's around, he's entertainment while you're doing the movie, and then he's funny on the movie. And I don't know if I shared this with you guys one time. I always got to give her a credit. Her name is Bonnie. Craig knows her, Melody knows her, but Bonnie Levingston, and when she first seen me on stage, she goes, "Oh my God, you're the personal development comedian." So now you guys know why I posted the post I did today. It's like, it's not that a majority of the people in the world don't believe they have the gift, but they never ever took the time to find the gift or use the gift. So I thought, man, if I reached out to a bunch of people I haven't talked to in a long time and go out of all our time together, what makes me unique? What's the thing that you think I do? And I know what they're going to say. You're always making people laugh. You're always lightening things up. Light, light. There's darkness, it's dim. And you come in and lighten it up. You bring the light into dark situations. How many of you know people that when they get around a group of people that, maybe the light stays the same, if not get a little darker? Are you the kind of person when you get around a group of people, do you lighten things up? Well, I don't know. Maybe there's things that you can do. How many of you know people that are really, really shy? All right. But do you know people that are shy? All of a sudden, everyone's in the room. You can see it's a little, down. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're doing tricks and shit. I mean, it's like, hey, maybe the lightening up isn't really truly about using your voice. It's just using your gift. And I know people that are like, wow, I got to lighten it up in here. So it's like, hey, pick a card, or, you got a quarter behind your ear, some kind of magic stuff, or maybe they're juggling buns. You know what I mean? They'll grab like three buns. Can you guys see Chris Farley doing that? Can you see John Candy doing that? It's like if they're not using jokes or comedy, they're using, um, isn't that called like Craig, like comedy action?
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
what was that? I heard, Will Ferrell is pretty fucking funny. And he says that he would be absolutely nobody today if it wasn't for the girl that he got on Saturday Night Live with, that started putting her hands underneath her armpits and smelling them and then falling all over folding chairs. I know it's not Tina Fey, but if someone will, the skits in SNL where Will Ferrell was a cheerleader with this girl. She just got a walk of fame. You guys can look that up. So Will Ferrell's cheerleading. No, it wasn't Amy Schumer. Um, the way I would search is Will Ferrell's cheerleading partner on SNL skits.
Cherry O'Terry.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen her doing these skits, but Will Ferrell and her, oh, Molly Shannon? I think that's it. That's it.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay, because
Coach
you said
Bob.
cheerleader tryouts. That's what I went for.
Molly Shannon is who it definitely is. I guess you could put, uh, it always would show her before she went out that she would take her hands like this and she'd put them under her armpits and to fold her arms down. And they go, "What are you doing?" And she says, "This stops me from being nervous or having anxiety." And they go, "Is it working?" And she goes, "No." And she goes like this and smells her fingers. And she goes, "Now it's working." No, maybe that's not your guys' kind of humor, but I think you want to do it. It's pretty damn funny. All right. But my point again is my birthday messages. There's me planting seeds every day. I'm doing something every single day to bring joy to people, and that's planting seeds, right? So by me doing that and now posting some of the viral video memes, it's like I'm having a lot of fun. And it really brings my spirit up when I'm commenting to people's comments on the viral video memes. Have some of you gotten some pretty funny ones? You got the one group of people that are sort of going along with the joke. It's like, man, I didn't know you could do that many flips on a wing of a jet. um, I look at that as them giving back the joy that I gave them. You know what I mean? That they need to comment in a funny way. And so, out of all the comments, which has easily been probably over 100 comments, easy on all of them, I've had like one that was neutral. Is this AI? And then one that was like, in my thought, a little uncalled for. But she wasn't being mean. You know what I mean? I just don't think she looked at the video long enough. She, thought I was going on the toilet and said I had too much fiber. You know what I mean? Looks like you have too much fiber. I'm going like, that's not the song I'm singing. You know what I mean? I'm not singing the fiber song. And so, so that's the deal for today. Like I used to, Melly and I have spent so much time together. Is like when we would talk and do a Zoom, I'd always give her like a little tiny assignment, right? And I'm going, okay, it's like I think at one time maybe Melody bought probably two or three more big computer monitors of how many times I've told her to put a yellow, put a little sticky yellow up on your monitor. And so I kept giving her so many. She probably just has her whole monitors all. But you know, um, you know, find a way to make someone's heart fill up. Find a way to get some joy, plant some joy into someone's life. Because we can still plant seeds on trying to earn income, right? Peak of interest, but don't forget planting the joy. You know, get yourself in a situation and practice on a day-to-day basis where, all right, I'm going to take a moment, switch my energy, switch my frequency, switch my vibration by looking at something that lights me up. So uh yeah, be the light in the darkness that we know that the world needs, right? So if you're good at lightening up other people's lives, you know what I mean? Then you're always going to be really good at lightening your life up. Does that make sense? It's like so that um, um, random acts of kindness. That's what I said I would bring back. Doing random act of kindnesses are pretty cool. And that if there's any reason whatsoever that you should earn more than you can spend, it would be for that reason. You know what I mean? So when you see someone in need, you don't have to think, I wish I had some money to help this person out. You just help them out. All right. So I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you. So thank you, Lisa Marie, Sarah, Scott, Dustin, Shelly, Melody, Jim, Deborah, Michael and Angela, Arlene, Sandy, Coach Bob, Mary, Deborah Grady, and of course, the hostess with the mostest, Craig Jackman. He does have an announcement tomorrow. You're going to see us promote this, but we're going to make the Ask Us Anything open to everybody. And I believe moving forward, I'm going to leave it open from now on. And I need to create, there's something I can ask my premium members. What is something that you would like on a weekly basis that's just for you? Just for you. Because I was thinking about renaming breakthroughs. It maybe ends up being premium members mastermind. Just a normal mastermind. So, whether you had something that was working, you had a suggestion, you had an idea, or you had a question, or you had a breakthrough. You know what I mean? Let's allow that moment in time for us all to be together to know that you guys could come up with anything that you wanted to. Is that fair? So moving forward, we'll just keep making it gooder and gooder. Matt's working like crazy on the new site, and I'm really, really, really excited about it. Super excited about it. So me and Craig were talking about some things, and moving forward, um, I know that personal development and trying to make money in a business opportunity or sell products, I know none of that stuff works until you get the stuff that I'm talking about right now to work. When you have your heart in the right place and you're full of joy and you're inspired and you're planting, you can't stop the harvest. It's impossible to stop the harvest. But you need the energy to change in a way where someone reaches out to you and says, "Oh, Sandy, by the way, what do you do to make money?" Because you've done so much other things for them that they would love to figure out what you're doing to generate income. Or I have this, kind of problem. Do you have any suggestions on maybe some products and stuff that I take? Man, this world is so fun and easy and fulfilling when people are asking you. So if you guys looked at all the viral video memes that I posted, if you went through every one of them that are on my Facebook page, look how many times people go, "Hey, where'd you create this? How did you create this?" So I have no clue how many sales I've done. I just know I've done a lot. And like I said to Craig today, I still don't have to know what Matt does, nor do I have to do them myself. I think it's still pretty hilarious that I've had people reach out. Well, I have a couple of questions. You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm still doing the same thing as all of you that met me, as long as you have known me. I say the same stuff. I love point guiding and directing people. I don't love convincing people, closing people, manipulating people, all that other shit. I don't like that. So I figured out a silly way to do what I do, right? Do things that lighten people's lights up and give till they know, like, and trust you. They feel this connection, so then they reach out to you. Bingo. Love you. Have a great day.